Yeah, definitely, bro. Thank you for coming on. And then also, let me break it down too, man. This brother is like a Renaissance man, man. He is a director. He's a photographer, an artist. You can catch some of his work in the documentary on ESPN 30 for 30, The Hampton Five, which is based on Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, the Golden State era. And then also he did a project with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So this brother is just all over the place. So I just wanted to put that in the capsule. You can
You need to have fireworks and the whole night needs to be coming off with that stuff. My man's like 6 foot deep in gangsterdom.
yes, yes. But real fast, how were you? Let's talk about that a little bit. How were you able to link up with the legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Oh man, it's amazing how things happen sometimes. I've been a visual artist for my entire life, and so it was an era, I would say, early 2000s, where I began to put together these. I was doing these athletes' portraits, and it initially just started from sort of grew up around a culture like of the Oakland Raiders. So like my dad, my brother, huge fans at tailgaters, and I started making these portraits for a lot of Oakland Raiders fans, like of different players, and I started expanding out and basketball stuff and baseball stuff, other sports, and Kareem was coming to the Bay Area for a book signing, and a lot of times I would either try to get a portrait signed or one of the things is I like to artists to be shared, and so I would make an extra piece if I had like um, artwork of someone. I'd love to like share it with them if I could, and so went to a book signing with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and I took one of my art pieces to give to him. Had it framed and everything, and was glad to meet him. And I gave him this piece of artwork, and I told him, like, you're really inspiring. Thank you very much. Like for just like being just an all around inspiration, because he's definitely someone. Just when you talk about the times now of social justice and um, just like becoming a voice outside of basketball. I was thanking him for that, and I was passing off some artwork to him, and that was gonna be it as far as I was concerned. Just sharing something with someone who was an inspiration, but his assistant stopped me on my way out, and she told me she really liked my artwork, and gave me her card and told me to call her. And so, yeah, that was how I linked up with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He came to the Bay Area for a book signing, and from there, I reached out and we started doing projects together. And so, yeah, it was probably around 2007. Um, I helped him out with some ads for his book On the Shoulders of Giants, and I created, I put together the the graphic design for his audio book. That was a series of, I believe, the 8 volumes. So it was a huge project that took a long, almost like a year. I would say maybe a year and a half um, to design. And so yeah, not to mention like just a bunch of I did a bunch of artwork over that time too. So it was probably a relationship that I had with Kareem um, from maybe 2007 to about 2011.
Wow, that's dope.
And did I hear that right? It said it took you a year and a half to get that complete that project.
Yes, a year and a
So was that
half,
just
and
that must have been hella revisions?
uh, like you would not believe, and it one of the big things at that time. It was the first time that I had ever worked in a environment where I did not. They were in Los Angeles and I was in Oakland, and just for purposes of people just understanding, like that is an hour and a half flight away, and or a 6 hour drive. So this is all done, via technology at this time, and so I'm emailing files that are huge for that time. It's like
Yeah.
like now it's like it's a regular thing now to send files back and forth, to anyone anywhere. But at that time, I was really, like with my laptop and these large Photoshop files that I was, like emailing back and forth, and they were really small changes, and they were all times of the day and night. So like, you know, I was past the dial up. Like I had something stronger than dial up internet at the time, but
Mm.
it was definitely still very hard to work in that way, just because of
Mm.
like how it was just it was a futuristic sort of environment where like I really wish that I had the technology that we have now for back then for all of the revisions. It was like day and night around the clock. I get phone calls at any time of day, three in the morning. I get a call from his assistants, and she would say, yeah, we like what you did. His foot moved a half inch over, and we need that immediately. And, you know what I mean? So it's like that sort of thing.
Oh, I
And
know.
she was dead serious. Yeah, she was dead serious too. Yeah, it was a great experience. Although just Kareem was amazing to work with, and it's one of those things I'll never forget. Like just to have an opportunity like that. Um, yeah, a project that had so much substance, to be a part of that is just amazing.